How the hell did one stupid sentence blow up my entire night? One joke, and now I'm out here like garbage, soaked to the bone, staring at my own front door like some crazy ex-girlfriend. 3 weeks have passed since that night, and I'm slowly dying inside from missing him so much it physically hurts. I stumbled through our front door around 1 a.m., heels dangling from my fingers, still giggling from the night out with my girls. The kitchen was dimly lit, and there was Marcus, arms crossed, jaw tight, clearly waiting up for me. He had that look. You know the one. The serious face that every woman dreads seeing on her man. I was still riding high from all the shots and dancing, feeling playful and wild. So when he just stood there all serious and silent, I thought I'd break the tension with a joke. I laughed and blurted out the words that would ruin everything. I told him I slept with his dad tonight. I expected him to roll his eyes, maybe laugh, definitely not take it seriously. But his face went completely dead. No smile, no eye roll, just this terrifying calm as he told me to pack a blanket because I was sleeping outside. I laughed again because obviously he was joking back, right? Wrong. He grabbed his keys, walked to the front door, and made it clear he was serious. I should get out. I tried to tell him it was just a joke, but he was already locking the door behind me. The porch light went off, then the living room light, then everything was dark, and I was standing there in my club dress like an idiot. That's when the rain started pouring down on me, like the universe was punishing me for being such a fool. But there's some history here that maybe made my joke hit different than I intended. About a year ago, Marcus's dad David came to visit us for a weekend. David is, well, he's attractive for an older guy. Fit, charming, still has all his hair. And he was definitely flirting with me that whole weekend. Nothing happened, let me be clear about that. But David did corner me in the kitchen Saturday night when Marcus was in the shower. He leaned in close and made it very clear that if I ever got tired of his son's routine, he could show me what a real man could do. I just laughed it off and walked away. But yeah, it was weird and inappropriate. I never told Marcus because what was the point? His dad was being gross, I handled it. End of story. But maybe that's why tonight's joke felt different to him. Maybe he sensed something back then and has been carrying it around all this time. But somewhere around the third bar, after my 5th or 6th drink, my brain started wandering to weird places. Maybe it was all the dancing with random guys, or the attention I was getting, but I started thinking about that weekend with David. Not in a romantic way, more like remembering how confident and forward he was compared to Marcus's sometimes cautious personality. By the time I got home, I was in this reckless, boundary-pushing mood. I wanted to shock Marcus a little. Now I'm sitting on our porch in the pouring rain, my mascara running down my cheeks, trying to call him. He finally texts back telling me it's not funny and I can't come inside. I call again, straight to voicemail. I text begging him to let me in, telling him I love him and I'm sorry and I'm soaked out here. No response. I text again, explaining it was just a joke. Nothing. The rain is getting heavier and I'm shivering in this stupid dress. My phone battery is dying. The neighbors are definitely going to see me out here in the morning and think I've lost my mind. Maybe I have. I spend the entire night on that porch, curled up under the small overhang, trying to stay dry but failing miserably. Every sound inside the house makes me hope he's coming to let me in, but he never does. I can hear him moving around, probably making coffee, probably getting ready for work like nothing happened. Around 6 a.m., I hear movement inside. The door finally opens, and Marcus appears, fully dressed, holding a coffee mug and a duffel bag. He looks at me, wet, pathetic, makeup smeared, and his expression doesn't soften at all. He tells me it wasn't just a joke, that I know what I said and what it means. His voice is flat, matter-of-fact, like he's discussing the weather. I tried to explain that I was drunk, that I was being stupid, but he cuts me off. He says I was thinking about his dad, and that's not something that just comes out of nowhere, even when drunk. And that's when I realize he knows. Somehow he knows about that weekend, about what David said to me. Maybe he overheard something. Maybe his dad told him, or maybe he just sensed it all along and has been waiting for me to slip up and confirm his worst suspicions. I whisper that nothing happened. Nothing ever happened between his father and me. But he says he thinks I wanted it to, and now he can't stop thinking about whether I'm settling for him because I can't have his dad. The worst part is, I can't even argue with him properly because standing there soaked and shivering, I'm not sure what I was thinking when I made that joke. Was it really just random drunk humor? Or was there some part of me that wanted to see his reaction, wanted to push that button and see what would happen? Marcus picks up his duffel bag and tells me he's going to stay at his brother's place for a while to figure out if this is something we can get past. He walks to his car without looking back. I'm left standing on our porch, still dripping wet, watching the man I'm supposed to marry drive away, because I thought it would be funny to joke about sleeping with his father. That was 3 weeks ago, and my life has been absolute hell ever since. Marcus won't answer my calls. He won't respond to my texts. His brother Jake told me through Sarah's boyfriend that Marcus is doing fine and doesn't want to talk to me right now. Maybe not ever. I've been staying at Sarah's apartment, sleeping on her couch, crying myself to sleep every night. I can't eat. I can't concentrate at work. I keep checking my phone every 5 minutes, hoping for some sign from him, but there's nothing. The engagement ring sits on Sarah's coffee table because I can't bear to wear it, but I also can't bring myself to put it away. Every time I look at it, I remember how happy Marcus was when he proposed last Christmas, how he planned this elaborate surprise with all our friends and family there, how he cried when I said yes. I miss him so much it feels like someone reached into my chest and ripped out my heart. I miss the way he makes coffee in the morning, humming some random song. I miss how he always lets me pick what we watch on Netflix, even when I know he wants to watch something else. I miss falling asleep next to him, feeling completely safe and loved. I miss our Sunday morning ritual of going to the farmer's market and then making brunch together. I miss how he always remembers to buy the fancy soap I like, even though it's expensive, and he thinks it's silly. I miss his terrible dad jokes that make me groan but secretly love. I miss everything about our life together, and I threw it all away for one stupid drunk moment of thinking I was being clever and edgy. I keep thinking about our wedding planning. We had the venue booked, the dress picked out, the guest list made. I was so excited to marry him, to officially become his wife, to start our real life together. Now, all of that is gone because I had to make one terrible joke when I was drunk and stupid. I replay that night over and over in my head, wishing I could go back and change everything. Wishing I had just said I missed him instead of making that awful joke. Wishing I had never gone out that night at all. Wishing I had told him about his father's inappropriate behavior a year ago, instead of keeping it secret. But it's too late for wishes. It's too late for anything, except this crushing, suffocating regret that follows me everywhere I go. Did I just end my relationship over a drunken joke, or was this always going to happen, and I just gave him the excuse he was looking for? Either way, I'm homeless, heartbroken, and have no one to blame but myself. And the most pathetic part, I would do anything, absolutely anything, to have him back, to feel his arms around me again, to hear him say he loves me, to go back to our boring, wonderful, normal life together. But I think it's really over this time, and I'm going to have to live with what I've done for the rest of my life.